Hi, everybody in Psychology 101. This is Scott Silberman, your instructor for this class. I'm Dr. Silberman, but as I mentioned in that first video, you can just call me Scott. We'll be on a first name basis. That'll make it easier. So, the first video is kind of an introduction to me, Chandler Gilbert, and online learning. This one is specific to your class. That's why there's two different videos to watch before you get started with anything. After watching this video, I would highly recommend that you do the first quiz. It's 10 points and it's over the syllabus, just to make sure it's fresh in your mind and you can answer all of them, effectively and get the points that you deserve to get off to a good start in this class. So, when you log on to Canvas, this is the first thing that you will see on your front page. Notice at the bottom here, I am in student view. So now I am seeing what you're going to be seeing. This tells you a little bit about the class on the front page. Information about Canvas can be found here. We're required to put that on there. I find it a bit ironic because if you logged on, then you probably know something about Canvas already. I highly recommend that you look at this sheet right here that tells you just a quick cheat sheet about the class without reading the whole syllabus. If you want to read the whole syllabus, it's a good idea. That could be found here, or even here where it says Concourse Syllabus. That's something brand new to Maricopa because now we have a place that has all the information that is common to all classes. Things like disability resources and withdrawal policies, but also things specific to the class that you are taking. So Concourse Syllabus is kind of a cool thing. And what else is here? The paper and information about the two questions for the final exam, but I will get to all of that. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. On the left-hand side, you will see things like announcements. That's good to keep up with. When you see a new announcement, please read it. I've had students before who are like, oh, I didn't know this was happening. Well, if you read the announcements, you would, and that should appear in your email as well. Concourse syllabus, we just talked about that. You want to see the course syllabus? It can be found here or even here. Modules. This is perhaps the most important thing because every week you're going to have to keep up with the modules. You want to know what your grades are? Well, that can be found here. You like a calendar? That's great. You want to just see the quizzes, even though they're listed in the module section? You can see that here. E-text for audio and audio. Some people need one or both of those. And Cisco WebEx. There are a lot of ways that you and I can stay in contact with each other. Sometimes this online learning feels kind of lonely and isolated, but I am happy to talk to you if you need a human voice. We can video chat. We can talk on the phone if you'd rather text or Canvas message me or email me. Anything is fine. We can keep in touch and I can help you. So here is the student view. Let's move on to the syllabus real quick. So, meeting times. We don't actually meet with each other because this is an online class. However, it does tell you something that's very important here, and that is this. Talked about this in the first video too, I think. Everything except for finals week starts at 8 a.m. on Monday. That's your first opportunity to do the work and turn it in. That goes for exams too. And then the following Sunday, nearly a week later, that's a week minus a few hours, right? Sunday at 10 p.m. So every module opens up at 8 a.m. on Monday, ends at 10 p.m. on Sunday. Just a little bit short of a week each time. The difference, though, is finals week. Friday at 10 o'clock, I have no choice about that. December 18th, everything closes down. The semester is over. How do you get a hold of me? This is standard language in everybody's syllabus. Phone numbers emails, things like that. But as I mentioned to you, you can video chat with me too if that helps. But here's an email address, and I use a Google Voice number so you can call or text. It's not like the old school days where you had to leave a voice message on my desk phone. I'm not even in my office that much. Course description, if you're interested in the kinds of things that we're required to teach in this class, that can be found here, but most people don't read that word for word, I don't think. Same thing with learning outcomes, things that we're trying to measure in your learning. Now, here's something that's more important than other stuff, the book, because some people get the wrong book and then they get confused. Laura King is the author, Experience Psychology, 4th edition. Now, let me tell you something. Well, you probably already know. The book is expensive. If you want to find a used copy or even a previous edition, it's better to get the new edition, but still, that could be done without too much trouble. I don't know how many changes they make each edition, but a used copy, definitely. An e-copy, a rental copy. If it was me, I don't know that I'd want to buy a brand new copy of this book. It is crazy expensive. But the book will be secondary to other things that we will learn. If you follow the modules, the PowerPoints, the skeleton notes, the things that I'm telling you, the other information in the modules, I think you will be very happy. And then you compare that to what's in the book. So for that reason, I would not spend a ton of money on a brand new book unless you really want to. So it does tell you here we're using a third-party learning tool, and that is Canvas, and you're already on it. If you're watching this video, tells you the kind of technology that you need. You do need to be able to navigate the internet. I know you can do that on your phone, but some things are just not quite as good and visible on a phone as a tablet or laptop or desktop computer. Here's an important thing. The assignments that we are doing, follow those modules. Almost every week there is a 10-point quiz, so be prepared. You have to do it all in one sitting. You can't come back to it the next day. Those 10-point quizzes are not time limited, but the exams are. We'll get to that. So I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Canvas assignments. 10 of the chapters have Canvas online assignments that you will need to do a paragraph, 4 complete sentences for 2 separate questions. 2 questions, at least 4 sentences each. That will be almost weekly. 10 of the weeks we will have those, not every single week. Rapid reflections. Think of these, this is number 3 here, as attendance points. So what does that mean? You just check in and say, hey, I'm here. But it's a little more complicated than that. You'll have to answer a very simple question most weeks with just a few words or a sentence. The rapid reflection is meant to be, well, rapid. It's meant to be quick. But the Canvas assignments are meant to test your knowledge and your ability to explain to me what you learned. 10 of those Canvas online assignments, 10 of these rapid reflections where you basically check in and say, hey, here's my answer. I'm here this week. By the way, you do need to make progress every week. Not only do you have to do the first assignment about the syllabus within the first 2 days of class, that's required not only by me, but by, I'm pretty sure, everyone who teaches online. We were told to do it that way. But every week you need to make progress to stay in the class. Again, that's also something that I did not invent. So, moving right along. A movie review paper. Have fun with this. Make it a good time. I'm pretty sure almost every human has seen a movie. If not, it's time to see one. It doesn't mean you need to go to a movie theater. You could do it on Netflix, on TV. Do you have some of those old DVDs laying around? You could do that. And you will review a full-length motion picture. Not like a TV show episode or something like that. Front page of Canvas has more information. We'll go over that. Quizzes, yep, This is a required part of the syllabus, but it's kind of redundant. It was already mentioned in number 1. Multiple choice, true, false, they're meant to be kind of easy. They are not time limited like the exams are. However, the exams, number 6 here, and the final exam are time limited. So when you sit down, be sure to complete it within the time required. I think it's an hour for the regular exams and an hour 15 for the final because it's a little bit more, few more questions and one more essay. The exams will include one essay at the end, so you won't know your final score until I grade the essay. And the final exam has 2 essays. But the good news is, on the final, you get to write your own questions, whatever you want to ask yourself about psychology, about what you learned, and write a full paragraph, just like those Canvas assignments. Well, that will be your question. So 2 questions instead of 1 on the final that are essays, but on the final, you will get to write your own questions and answer them. And there will also be 10 more multiple choice and matching than usual on the final, compared with the other 3 exams. How come? Because it's over an extra chapter. Everything you need is in the module. Watch the introductory videos so it all makes sense. Grading. Here's what you really care about, right? The first 3 exams, oh, it says 50, that's a typo. 60 multiple choice and matching. I'm going to have to change that on the concourse syllabus. And a 5-point essay. Oh, no, wait a minute, that's right. 50 multiple choice and 10 matching points. I thought for some reason my person who helps me type these things got it wrong, but I think that's right. And a 5-point essay. The final exam is a little longer, 80 points. That's why you have more time to do it. 60 multiple choice, 10 matching, and two essays, 10 points total, 5 points each. I will explain. We'll get to that in a minute. 14 quizzes. Did we say 10 before? There's 14, I guess, huh? 10 points each, 150 points. A paper, movie review paper. This should be fun. It should be interesting, and you should pick something that's interesting to you. 10 rapid reflections. Oh, and this is what I was saying, 10 Canvas assignments. The quizzes, there are 14 of them because they almost go with each chapter. Not quite, but almost. Here is the point breakdown. So you can see how it all adds up to 600 points total. The usual 90, 80, 70, like most classes have. There's no extra credit. It's not negotiable. If you finish 1 or 2 points short of a grade, yeah, I'll round up for you, but you really got to be that close. You can't do extra credit or anything. Attendance. We don't take attendance like we do in regular in-person classes. Attendance means that you're making progress and doing work every week. If you stop doing it for 2 weeks, you do get dropped the second week. Hopefully that makes sense. What if you want to get dropped? It's just not working out and you don't want an F? Let me know. We can get you a W, a withdrawal. No problem there. It's better than an F. I don't want to get too many withdrawals if I'm a student because it doesn't look great on your transcripts and you don't get your money back after week 2. So I don't recommend that unless it's really a bad situation where you just don't want to fail. Last day of attendance, it does tell you if you want to get your money back and, not have it on your record. Conduct. You do need to behave appropriately when you're responding to me. Maybe even times that you're interacting with classmates, if that happens in any of your classes. When you're taking exams, you're not supposed to be cheating or turning in somebody else's work. That also goes along with academic integrity. So, netiquette, that's etiquette for the internet. I think that's kind of a cute word that they invented in the last several years. Institutional policies. Well, there we go again. Academic honesty and integrity. Classroom accommodations. I happen to work in our disabilities office, so I know this quite well. If you have any long-term or even temporary disabilities, you let this office know, the Office of Disability Resources. Again, I work there. I know exactly what goes on in that office. There is a phone number you can call. You can email them, access it on the web. There's a DRS Connect, all kinds of ways to contact them. Now, some people know they have a disability, such as a physical disability, vision or hearing impairments, a psychological condition like panic attacks or bipolar, but other people, it kind of crops up on them. I never imagined I would get injured during the semester, or pregnant, or start to experience panic attacks, or anything else that would limit your ability to participate in class. So, if you need help like that, let me know or let them know, or both. We will get you the help that you need. Appealing your final grade, did you find it to be unfair? We do have a method of appealing. Student responsibilities, there is a student handbook you can access here. I use the word responsibility a lot. I need you to self-advocate and let me know what you need. If you don't pay your fees, you do get dropped. Course calendar. This is on the modules too, I'm going to show you in a little bit. You can see that every week, 8 a.m. on Monday, we start, 10 p.m. on Sunday, it ends. I cannot accept late work. It's already set up that way that it ends and nothing else can be accepted after that 10 p.m. deadline on the Sunday for the module. So, moving right along, there it is again, the word responsibility. My favorite word when it comes to teaching. You need to self-advocate. You need to let me know what you need. You need to let me know what I can do to help you. You need to be a good student and behave appropriately and all of that. Do your own work. Turn in your own work. Don't cheat. Be respectful of me and others. Withdrawal from the class. If you need to get out of the class with a W, just let me know. I can make that happen for you. Student assistance opportunities. Speaking of being responsible and self-advocating, this is a good one right here. I am available to help you. We have so many other opportunities on campus, from the library to the writing center to tutoring to counseling to disability resources. I could go on and on and on. If there are things that you need or that you want to do, let us know. Let me know, and we can help you. Tips for college success. This is for all classes. This one about arriving on time and staying on time, not really as applicable to an online class, but it's still a good tip to be present and to do what is needed of you. So, let's talk about a few more things and then we will get started. Computer labs, when the campus is closed, I'm not sure what their schedule is going to be. That's been in discussion, but you can call these numbers here and ask them if they have access to computer labs, if that's what you need. Same thing with the Learning Center. I know they do some of that remote and online as well, but ask. Again, self-advocate. So, Office, Microsoft Office. Keep in mind that if you have a Mac, Dot Pages does not work with Canvas. You will need to either type your answers, copy and paste it, or get a program like Microsoft Word. Now, there are other programs too that can work as well, but I know for sure Dot Pages, it's the rich text format of Apple, just does not work. I cannot open it when a student turns it in that way. We have counseling services, we have online tutoring, and in-person tutoring when the campus is open. So many ways that we can help you. Now, let me go back to this. I'm on Student View here for your class and show you modules. Look, before you start the chapter 1 and the actual class, you do need to do this. This one here says by 8:25:20. So by the end of the second day of class, you do need to take this quick quiz just to be sure that you understand everything. And then the paper that you will need to do is presented here, and it's presented at the end. So look, we go over chapters 1, 2, and 4, and then week 4, all you have to do is complete that exam. 65 points. I think you have an hour to do that. That's it for that week, and then we start over again the following week. 5, 6, and 7, another exam. 8, 9, and 14. Yes, it goes out of order. And then another exam. Then 10, 12, 13, and 11. Yes, I'm aware that's also out of order. And then the final exam. There you are again, reminded of that movie review paper. We're going to get to that in just a minute so that you will see that explained in greater detail. But for now, let's go over this syllabus and other things. You must log on by 10 p.m., August 25th. You will notice that nearly everything opens at 8 a.m. and closes at 10 p.m. The schedule is Monday through Sunday, and that's what you need to know and be aware of. The exams. For the quizzes, you do not need to use a password. But for the exams you do, because it makes sure that you start it and finish it within the time allowed. The access code or password, unexpected. You have 60 minutes for each exam except the final 75 minutes. And it tells you exactly how those work. You can only submit things once. If somehow you're able to submit it a second time, I won't even see it anyway. Canvas is set up that way. So I don't think it's possible, but even if it were, I wouldn't see your second submission. So make sure you do it right the first time. Remember, those exams are time limited. You can't put it on pause and come back later. The quizzes are not time limited, and so therefore you don't need a password. Those two things kind of go hand in hand. They go together. Don't forget to do those Canvas assignments, the weekly quizzes, the rapid reflections, which are meant to be rapid. It's like attendance points. You just log on, answer a very quick question. Also, I can't emphasize this enough because this frequently comes up. Do not use dot pages because it's not recognized by Canvas. Strategies for success. It tells you here what to do, like watch the video. It goes along with the chapter in the module. Read the PowerPoint, read the skeleton notes, and compare that to what is in the chapter. That is exactly what I would do if I were you. You will also see that there is other information in your modules that will be important for you to know. There, I lost the page real quick. And yes, contact me anytime that I can help. Sorry about that. I accidentally clicked off of it. That wasn't smart, was it? And again, don't forget about this movie review paper. On that note, let's go to that right now. So, here is what you will need to do. Pick a full-length motion picture, 60 minutes or more, that you want to watch. Even if it's something you've seen before, no problem. You're going to analyze it psychologically. I can't think of any movies that don't have something to do with psychology, human or animal behavior. You need to find 5 terms or concepts within this movie, 5 separate paragraphs about it. This is going to be a different kind of movie review, isn't it? 1 term per concept per paragraph. The paper also needs to include an introduction and concluding paragraph, like you're writing an English paper. That's where you can express whether you liked it or disliked it, what you thought of the movie. Therefore, 7 total paragraphs. 5 are content related to what you learned in psychology, and an intro and a concluding paragraphs, 7 total paragraphs. You're not required to go to a movie theater. You could if they're open. You can also just watch it on TV. You can watch it on your device, on your phone, whatever. Streaming service. Dust off those old DVDs. Wait a minute. Are any of you guys old enough to have VHS tapes? Oh my goodness, you might have some there too, laying around the house. Huh? Make it fun and interesting. You can't think of a movie? What's wrong with you? Just kidding. Here is a website that lists a whole bunch of them that are psychologically related. Your paper is worth up to 35 points. If you do the math, 5 points a paragraph times 7 paragraphs. Want an example? You don't know what to do? Well, I like indie films. I bet most of you don't know me at all. Maybe if you do, you don't know me very well. But I like independent movies that don't star famous people and, from major movie studios. Independent movies are my favorite. So this one came out in 2017, The Florida Project. My work as a psychologist, I get to deal with people just like the characters in this movie. So you will see here that I analyze it from a psychological perspective using terms that I learned in class and explain them in full paragraphs. That is exactly what you'll do. So what movie are you going to pick? I hope it's something interesting. Now, another thing for you to know is your 2 questions for the final exam. Let me expand that as well. On the first 3 exams, it will be a question that I give you, and you will write a full paragraph as an answer. Once I submit it, you will know your total points for the exam, whereas it'll self-grade the multiple choice and matching. But the final exam's a little different. It's 10 more multiple choice and matching, but also you will write 2 of your own questions. Pick anything that is interesting to you. So here are just some examples of things that you will learn this semester that you should think about, or you can pick up of anything that you learned in the semester to ask yourself and answer it during the final exam. That is exactly how this will work. So I'm getting rid of all these things here so that we can just go back to the class itself and look at each of these modules week by week. You do need to make progress every week. This first one you need to do by the 25th, and just make sure that you're keeping up with everything and that you're staying in contact with me to let me know if I can help you. Keep in mind that you can't turn things in late or turn things in early. You have to stay within the weekly modules that have already been set up for you. So please let me know what I can do to make this a great class for you and a great semester. Take care.